Welcome to the Idiotically Armed, Armed and Dangerous podcast with your hosts, Matt and Zach, where they talk about guns, life, cars, and every funny day-to-day story. Let's go ahead and get the show started.
Hey guys, welcome to the Idiotically Armed, Armed and Dangerous podcast. How is everybody doing tonight? How are you doing tonight, Matt?
I'm constipated. I got the shit.
All that ice cream fuck you up?
Dude, let me tell you something. Milk does not do well with me. No wonder why milk's not kosher.
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
I don't know, man. I think it's a conspiracy.
You're barely Jew anyway.
Ish.
Very, very ish.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to hell. It's all right. I'm driving a bus. This is episode number 7. I'm not going to say anything about Spotify. Yet. Keyword yet.
Listen to on Spotify, you motherfuckers.
I don't have to say anything this time. So, for those who are unaware that we're on a lot of different platforms. I did a lot of stuff today, putting us on different platforms. And one of the platforms I tried to get us on, which is the most streamlined platform for podcasting, is Apple Podcast Connect. Do you know what that resulted in today, Zach?
Yeah.
Me being able to not log into my Apple ID. Thank you, Apple Technical Support. You fucking morons.
Gotta love Apple. They do not give a shit about helping people out.
No, not one singular bit. I was on the phone for 2 hours, so I had to set up an Apple ID for our personal information for our podcast because I didn't want it to be set up on my Apple ID or your Apple ID, so it didn't send us notifications. Generally, as a business, that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I did that. I did it all through Windows, so I call Apple Technical Support because every time I would go to connect to Apple Podcast Connect, it kept saying, verify Apple ID. So I went to them, went on the phone, spoke to 3 different technical advisors, and they transferred me to a supervisor specialist or whatever. And I was like on the phone with them. I was like, do I need to sign into an Apple device? I was like, do you think that will help if I just sign into an Apple device? They said, yes. I said, I really don't want to. And they're like, well, it would maybe help because there's terms and services on Apple devices that you might pop up on an Apple ID. So I signed out of my Apple ID reluctantly. And I signed into a new one. Still didn't fix the fucking problem. Got to wait for 24 hours for them to come back to me on that by itself. And then I go to log back into my Apple ID, lock myself out of it. And there's no verification process because the 2-part authentication's like, hey, log into your iCloud email. If you don't have another Apple device, because I don't. I sold all mine. I don't really use it. And they're like, yeah, log into your iCloud ID and get into your email, and then you could 2-part authenticate that way. And I'm like, bitch, that's the same fucking password as the Apple ID that I forgot because it's been so fucking long, I haven't had to change the password.
GG.
So I called them back again and said, hey, I don't want to wait 24 hours for this fucking authentication to happen. Is there any way we can work around it? Nope, sorry, sucks to suck. You fucking blow dick.
That does not surprise me in the least amount.
There is such thing as too much security. All right? I know a lot of people say there's no such thing as too much security. There is. When I can't easily authenticate my own face, Apple has the ability to scan your fingerprint, my facial ID. Like, you can't just do Face ID for me to figure out whether or not I am the one trying to log into my Apple ID.
Yeah, it's retarded.
Yeah, it is. Fuck Apple. I almost am half tempted to get an Android, but I'm not going to. Too much products interlink too streamlined for Apple. If Android did the same thing, I'd be down for it.
Actually, Samsung does, I believe.
Samsung's the only one.
They're in their own little ecosystem. Yeah, but most people are going to turn to Samsung regardless.
Well, you had a Samsung for a long time, too.
Yes, I've had all kinds of different ones.
Which leads us into a next question, which has nothing to do with shit. All right? For those who are unaware, I did automotive sales for a long time, and I was having a conversation with a friend, Zach, that we both know, and they're thinking about letting a vehicle go back to the bank, and I blew their fucking mind. with a simple thing, and I hope anybody who's listening to this listens to this very quick snippet that I'm about to say. They thought that when you repo a vehicle, you don't owe the money anymore. That's not how it works. That's not how any of that works. If you let a car go back to the repo and it goes back to the bank, you're still on the hook for the fucking debt. The money, you're still on the hook for that money. They're not letting you off scot-free. That makes no sense.
Now, what about in the case of a voluntary repossession?
All right, that is the biggest fucking scheme joke that I've ever heard in my life.
Like if you physically drop it off somewhere.
There is truly, honestly, no difference between voluntary and involuntarily repoed in any kind of financial institution. Doesn't matter. You could go drop it off at the bank that's going to send it to the auction. They don't give a fuck how they got it. It's still a repo.
So at what point are you able to actually get a
cut?
How would you actually be able to get out of a loan that you physically can't pay?
So you know what I used to... This is kind of funny. So my first... when people would come into the sales department and ask me questions like, hey, I'm $15,000 upside down in my vehicle and nobody will give me the right amount of money to get me out of it. You know what my first question was? Do you got Gap?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do you got Gap? Because genuinely speaking, there's a few really hard, long processes. One will fuck you for 7 years. It's called filing bankruptcy. So you let the repo go back, and then you immediately file bankruptcy, which people don't understand. That screws you for 7 years. You can't...
Well, so with the repossession, because it falls off after 7 years.
Correct.
You might still owe the money, but it falls off after 7 years, and they can't... I don't believe they can go after you in court because you gave back the item in which they owned.
They can still sue you. They can still sue you because of the simple fact that you signed a contract saying you were going to pay this financial institution this amount for this amount of term because you're getting the luxury of using this item they're buying for you.
Okay, so they wouldn't be able to go after you for the full amount.
No. They would have
to sell the car and whatever they sold the car for.
Yeah.
They would take that off and they'd have to go after you for the remainder.
Correct. Now, if it's a nice bank, most of them aren't. They're not
in the business of being nice.
They're not going to tell you that how much they sold the vehicle for. That only comes out in legal court where they will ask you how much they sold the vehicle for. They will more likely be... It's unlikely for a court or a bank to send you to court. It's more or less that they're going to sell you to collections.
Of course.
But I'm not going to tell anybody my secret of collections because I have a little tidbit secret for collections that makes everything go away. But I'm not going to reveal that. That's a paywall. You owe me money if you try to get that information. But you can file bankruptcy. You can ask for a breakdown of the remaining balance from the bank for the due charge, and you requesting them to send you the loan amount after they auction the vehicle, and they can maybe work something out, but 9 times out of 10, you're better off just keeping the car. Don't let it go to repo. Pay a little bit, all right? Even if it's nothing towards the amount, like just a little bit, just to show you that they're paying. Let them tack it onto the back end of the loan to add interest in. Don't let them take the car. Unless you plan on filing bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is the only way to really do it because the government subsidizes all of your debts, squashes it, and then you lose 7 years worth of fucking taxes that come back. You're never going to get a tax break for 7 years because they're going to subpoena all of that to go to the debts that you've owed. The government's not going to give you shit back unless you're like a welfare baby, but that's not happening. That's how that works. Yeah, I know a lot about financing. Unfortunately, let me state this. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a financial advisor. I just did this for a long time and know the ins and outs of auto financing and most financing. But no, don't let your fucking car go back. It's bad practice. Don't do it. It's bad.
Yep.
Hide your shit. Hide your car. They can't steal it.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
Yeah, don't let it fucking get taken. Put it in a fucking garage. They can't steal it then. They do know where you work. We had a conversation last week about guns, and we had a very close friend of ours who was talking about firearms being bad and firearms causing mass shootings and all sorts of different things, right?
Yep.
What happened yesterday, do you know?
I know there was like some huge stabbing or something that happened, but I don't really know all of the information about it. But based off the fact that you're asking a question,
Oh yeah.
you know quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I've been doing my research all day. Remember, this is Sunday, so I had a little bit of time on my hands. As of August 24th of last night, probably to future be to 2 days ago, but in the city of Slowling, there was a festival. It's called the City Festival. There was. I'm never gonna give the names of these people. I'm never giving them a platform. But I'm just gonna state the news.
Of course.
The person was of who they claim is from the Islamic State group, which you don't know, but that's now Afghanistan. Okay. Killed 3 people, 8 were injured, and it is a mass stabbing. This goes back to the fact that we were talking about, like, it's not the item that they use to kill people. It's the fact that we allow for people to kill people. All right? You can't stop. Somebody's going to pick up a brick and beat somebody's head, and they're going to want to. They're going to do it. It's not the knife that's the problem. Also, there's a law coming out in England where they passed a law, let me rephrase that if your knife says anything zombie related on it, like, you know, those fucking really shitty Chinese knives that say like zombie hunter on them?
Yeah, the shit that you get from like flea markets and shit. Zombie Hunter 9000.
And it's some big fucking clunky ass, really weird looking knife, doesn't really make sense. They banned those in England.
For what?
Because it was too much of inciting violence.
What about that is inciting violence?
Because it's a zombie killer or something of that nature. But if you... this is where it doesn't make sense. You sell a machete that's fucking 40 inches long. That's a big bitch. You write zombie hunter.
That's at Lewis special.
Exactly. Louis, shout out to Louis. He's a Milan boy. He'll use a machete on you. He'd rather put a machete on you than hands.
They came out of the pussy with a machete in hand.
Yeah. Bald head, mustache, and a machete. It's usually how they come. But if it said zombie hunter on it, it's illegal in England. But if you had the same knife and it was just black, right? It's not illegal to own in England.
Just completely plain.
If it's just plain, it's not illegal.
Well, that's retarded.
That's what doesn't make sense to me, is like in these countries where they ban shit like that, that doesn't make sense. Now, does that mean that Germany's going to go and ban knives because some guy stabs a festival? Or does that mean that since he wasn't from the country of Germany and transferred borders from the Middle East, doesn't that mean that you should have maybe tighter restrictions on immigration?
Absolutely.
So which is the issue? Is it the knife or is it the immigration for somebody coming here from a different country?
It's definitely the person coming from a different country.
But
or just a person in general. It really doesn't matter whether it's a citizen or somebody coming from a different country, illegal or legal. None of that matters. So, like, at the end of the day, it's just based off the person and how shitty of a person they are, because there's always bad people.
Right. And it's like, that's what gets me so bad, is like, people are like, guns are bad. It's like, dude, people are going to use acid. People are going to use cars. People are going to use fucking knives. It doesn't matter what they're going to do. They're going to use it regardless of... They're going to find a way. So that's why I brought it up, is because of last week's podcast we talked a great deal about firearms and firearm safety, and people that wanted to know about, you know, why do you think guns are okay? And shout out to the dickhead who talked to us last week. This is your cue.
I honestly don't even remember. Oh, yeah, that fucking piece of shit who called me a bigot. Yeah, fuck him. Fuck you, dude. I'm telling you. Every goddamn week. Fuck you.
Fuck you. You're getting a platform.
Step on a goddamn tack.
You fucking stupid bitch. You stupid whore. Yeah, I don't know why people think that that's a good idea. But, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because it's world news. People aren't really... They're not really... You know what's weird? Because it didn't happen in the United States... and it wasn't like a 50-person murder, or it wasn't more than 5 people.
Nobody's saying shit about it.
Nobody's saying I had to go onto BBC America to find the information truly about this incident.
Big black cock.
More like the British Broadcasting Channel, but okay.
Nah, fuck them. Okay. BBC's junk.
I just needed BBC's like the CNN of the world.
I'm aware.
But yeah, no, I just had to go and find the information because the local news isn't really talking about it. I caught a snippet of it from TikTok, but I had to validate and fact check shit. But yeah, but that's where I stand, is that knives aren't bad, guns aren't bad, cars aren't bad, battery acid isn't bad. It's people wielding.
Yeah,
things.
people are bad.
People are going to be bad. They're going to do bad things. So that happens. So we missed our date for when we're supposed to record this, and there's a reason for that. Zach, why is there a reason for that?
Because for the last 4.5 days, I have been sitting here recording, or not recording, but editing my ass off, because we just released a new video to the YouTube channel.
Yes, we did. It's very good. Very nice.
Editing is nice.
Very nice. You can never get this. Yeah, it was a track video that we did 2 Fridays ago.
No, last Friday.
Last Friday.
Not this past Friday, but the Friday before.
Yeah, we filmed it, and it took us a long time because, for those who don't know, we have a different format. Go watch the video and you'll understand what we're talking about. So it takes a long time for us to make stuff happen because there's 2 processes involved, and it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, so essentially I have to make the base video on one editing software and then move it over to another editing software to do all of the extra shit that we do to it.
Yeah, it makes it...
And it's very tedious.
Oh, yeah.
Super tedious. Keyframing is a bitch.
Yeah, so if you have time, go to the Idiotically Armed page. It should be the most recent video posted other than a short, and it should say track day on it, or track day fail, kind of. And it's a very funny video of us going to the track and having very, very fun times.
And also, let us know what you thought of the short.
Yeah, that short took... that short was fun.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a director Matt moment.
My forearm hurts.
Yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, go to the shorts page, give it a look, and comment, like, and subscribe. We love your guys' reviews and stuff and comments, so give us what you think. Back to the regular main show of what we're doing. Zach, where do we go to get the great comments and questions that we ask in every episode?
We go to the shitty cesspool of Reddit.
Yes, Reddit, the horrible place where people go to talk about random shit. If you don't know, I have a podcast. Well, I don't have it, but I am a part of a podcast group called r/podcasts. Every Monday I will post a please ask us questions for the Q&A, and it'll usually get upvoted and commented on. And this time we had a very large amount of comments, but I narrowed it down to 10.
Quick question.
Yeah.
I thought, where were we going before that?
Social media.
No, not that. What sub-thread were you using?
The last one?
I thought you said
I started
about AMA or whatever.
I started a podcast AMA sub-thread that was r/podcast AMA, and it was under our Idiotically Armed name. And that's where I was getting the real shitheads of the internet. So I decided to change the media platform. Oh, wait, no, I didn't change it.
That shit got deleted.
Yeah, it got deleted. It got taken from me because the moderators were like, hey, there's some shit in here that we don't like. So they took that away from me. But now I do it in r. Yeah, so if you search in Reddit, if you have it, if you don't, oh well, there's people on there. r/podcast, you can go and find our comments on there and just go ahead and comment on the post. And you have to ask me a good question. All right, it has to be a valid question for me to actually take it. But I will shout out your username on Reddit. I don't know what that does for you, but I'm going to do it. And it has to be a good question. I'm only going to accept 10. So if there's 35 of them, it's going to be a random pick.
It's going to be the best out of the 10. So
or the best out of the 30.
Use your thinking caps.
Yeah, don't ask me some question like, would you eat McDonald's on Mars? I'm not going to fucking ask that. I'm not going to answer that question. That's dumb. Now, if you ask me like, if you were president, what would be a law you'd pass? Maybe I'll answer that question. Zach, you think you can read my handwriting this time?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Your handwriting is god-awful.
Well, this is why we should type things.
That shit makes me fucking want to play in traffic.
Okay. Well, for the first Reddit user, we have Right Knuts.
Gesundheit.
It's RIGHTQ, or not Q, RIGHTKUNZT, Right Knuts. Which, if you could be a superhero, which one and why?
Flash.
What the fuck?
Yep.
That really comes back with the Spanish in you, doesn't it? Hey, I say.
No, they don't come with the Spanish. My nickname for all of y'all were my nickname growing up was Slave Feet because I would always outrun everybody without shoes on. So my feet look mangled as shit, but that's what everybody called me growing up. Black, white,
it wasn't racial.
Purple, brown, it didn't matter. They all called me that. Just because I was the fastest white boy around.
Now, what if you had a caveat?
/ Spanish.
So let's imagine if this was not the MCU, but this is the ex-MCU. Imagine if you had a caveat to your superpower where you had to bust a nut first and then you could go fast.
What the fuck?
You gotta fucking bust one out real quick, then you can drive.
Then I would never be going fast.
Or to go fast, you had to kill a puppy. Every time you wanted to, dude. There's a caveat.
Then I would never use it. I'm not going to go and kill a puppy just to be able to run fast. Well, that depends. Is it one puppy and then I have it for the rest of my life?
No, it's one puppy every time you want to go fast.
Oh no!
No.
No.
Hold on. Let's play this out. All right. There's a bus full of kids on a cliff that is on fire, and if it falls off the cliff, they die. Do you kill the puppy and run fast and save them? Or you say, nah, fuck that, I ain't killing that
puppy's got to go bye-bye.
That's what I'm saying.
Immediately.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why...
No, sorry. You'll have another litter.
Art!
Come here, kids!
So, somebody said that who was it? I don't know if it was my girlfriend or your girlfriend who said I would choose Iron Man. I'm fit in a fucking...
Yeah, you would choose Iron... You couldn't even get...
I couldn't fit in an Iron Man suit.
I didn't know Iron Man made a suit for C-Cup.
More like Bubba Man. The fuck? I wouldn't be Iron Man. Couldn't fit in that shit, and I'm claustrophobic. The fuck? Hell nah. I'd be Wolverine. I'd be Wolverine in a minute. 100%. Because as much as it would suck, because the caveat to that is, there's already a built-in caveat to Wolverine, is that you're in a relationship, you're going to outlive the person you're with.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to stay the same age and you're never going to die. So there's really a caveat. Do I become Wolverine or do I just die an old man? Logan is not canon. Fuck off, everybody on Reddit. All right? Suck my ass. He didn't actually need to die. There's plenty of comic books that disprove that.
Yeah, that's kind of retarded.
But what would you choose my caveat to be? So yours is kill puppies, you run fast. I'm letting you think about this one for a minute. A bus nut in water tower.
No. An hour of cardio.
What the fuck?
Yep.
I'm invincible. I'm invincible. I don't feel anything. Well, I feel pain, but I don't feel anything.
You don't need to feel something. Breathing heavy, getting tired. Wolverine does get tired.
Yeah. Yeah, but then he just regenerates.
Yeah, you have to... Yeah, but he still gets tired.
And that's it? An hour of cardio?
Yep, an hour of cardio.
So I have
every time. So every time you better... you better plan your fucking use case.
So wait a minute.
I have to kill puppies. You got to go run on the treadmill for an hour.
I want to keep going with this because every week I want to whoever... All right, write Knuts. I want you to write me a superhero for every week. That's pretty good. I got to do it before or after?
Before.
Before
those claws come out, before you have that, before, which that makes sense because you have to do an hour of cardio before you can regenerate.
Sorry, Xavier, hold on. Let me get on the treadmill real quick. No, that would suck, dude. I'm gonna show up to scenes like, sorry guys, I'm here. Now. Shut up.
No, you would show up on scene as soon as the
regeneration hits.
$59.99, it hits.
Now
you're back to normal or $59.59. You know what the fuck I mean.
Damn. All right.
Yep.
So you kill puppies, you run fast. I have to do an area cardio, and fucking then I get to unlock my goddamn powers.
But that only gives you.
Do I have
window that your claws are out?
So I can't retract my claws while this is going on.
No,
if I retract my claws, I have to do another hour of cardio.
Yep.
That's some bullshit.
Just like you said, for me, it's only when I can only go, or I have to kill a puppy every time I want to go fast.
What if it? Okay, I'll say this. Let me rephrase
So that is the.
I see where this could be a problem. You kill a puppy, you get 24 hours from the time you killed the puppy to go fast.
Okay, then we can give the same. Yeah, it really sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, that fucking does blow. It's like you got.
I gotta.
Hold on, you got a postman bag full of puppies. Like, there's a bus on the cliff full of fucking kids dying. Fuck that puppy. I gotta go to the bank and save those people from getting robbed. It's like, Flash, did you just throw a puppy? Yes, I did, bitch. Now watch it. Woo! It's like, that was a good question. I like that.
Yeah, that made the thinking cap go.
Yeah, man.
My light bulb was on buffer mode.
Ding.
I look like the Windows XP screen back when we were on spinning disk hard drives.
Do. So the next question is from what the fuck did we figure out this person's name? Quagga?
Yeah.
Quagga.
Whatever the hell. Quagga.
QAGGA. Quagga, whatever. Dream jobs. Because we definitely don't have them now. There ain't no fucking way.
Hell no. I hate my job.
Me too. Everybody says if you love your job, you won't work a day in your life. Yeah, you know how many fucking people love their job?
I used to love doing mechanics. Then I made it my job, and now I hate mechanics.
Same.
Is why
100%.
Which is why you haven't been able to recruit me.
Well, it's also, I mean, yeah, I hate it because I don't find passion. Do you know how much it takes for me to work on my own car?
Takes a lot.
After a full day of working on other people's broken garbage, it's fucking atrocious. So what would be your dream job?
My dream job, I am honestly not sure.
Really? Never put much thought into it?
Never. Not once.
I think my dream job would be doing this. Podcasting.
I definitely couldn't sit here.
I wouldn't say. I'm not saying podcasting
like how I was.
No, I'm talking about like.
Now if we were something like Donut or one of those, and we've actually built it up.
Well, yeah, he sends it out.
Those guys send it out. They have editors. They
I'd
have
say,
people that write scripts. They have a full team of people. That's why I don't know if you noticed, but like James and all them, they're gone. They made their own channels. They're no longer all.
You're talking about Donut Media. I'm thinking a Donut Operator.
But even he has.
Yeah, but he does a lot of his own stuff. But yeah, he has his own editor. I thought you were talking about Donut Operator. I was like,
most
what?
of those YouTubers don't edit their own stuff. They don't have the schedule for it. They send it off to somebody else, and they say, "Hey, make this."
Especially when you're pumping out videos like every other day.
Yeah. Well, a lot of those guys have a backlog of like a month, enough videos to last a month. Unless it's something like really important, then it comes out within the next day.
I'll change my answer. Mine would be doing this if YouTube paid me enough to sustain living
without the possibility of losing our platform.
Correct.
That's the caveat.
I would love to go to a building that I can say either we rent or we own and say this is what we've made, this is our brand, and go in every day and be I am the king of the castle. I'm the king of the castle. Ooh
this
la
is
la.
My castle.
Ooh la la. Yeah, I wish I could be that person, but that's what I want this to be. I don't know if
it would be really nice if it was.
Yeah, so hey, real quick, shameless plug, don't give a fuck. We have a PayPal now.
Why the hell do we have a PayPal?
So people can donate. Because Patreon's a pain in the ass. People have tried and they didn't really work out because Patreon's kind of fucking backwards. PayPal, if you go to PayPal and you're looking for it's at Idiotically Armed. You can donate. I don't give a fuck if you donate me 50 cents. Anything helps. That's the last shameless plug I'm going to ask for money. That's it. Because this is not free and we want to keep it free. So that's the second question of the night. Let me read from my list here. I've watched some of the new content. What made you guys change the formatting? You want to give some background of the formatting?
Well, we decided to change the formatting because the formatting sucked. Well, that's what it really came down to, is like the way that we were doing it, the way that I envisioned it was going to go was not the way that it actually wound up going.
No.
And it's funny because, back whenever I first started doing all the editing, because I'm the one who does most of the editing for he's went and touched up a couple videos here and there, but primarily I've been doing all of the editing.
I do the thumbnails.
And when I first started doing it, I was still learning. Mm-hmm. I used to think that these videos that we made were the best thing since sliced bread. And then I went back earlier last week and I watched a video and I stopped it 3 minutes in was like, I can't even watch the video that I made that I thought was fucking awesome because of how boring it was.
Yeah. We made some content that was pretty fucking boring.
And I could see why, like, a lot of them didn't do so hot. I mean, sure.
So hot is the understatement. We barely broke 100 on some of them. Like, it was really when we started looking at other channels and we kind of wanted to find our own niche. And I noticed that gaming channels use a lot of memes. And they kind of, because you can't see people's faces sometimes, they don't use face cams, and they just kind of emphasize their feelings with memes. So I went back and I recreated a video off of the illustrious CapCut, because it's the easiest platform to build any kind of software on. Because it
is pretty easy.
It has all the suites and everything already pre-programmed, and it's not that expensive to own. So I went back, unbeknownst to Zach, and just attempted to edit a video, and I posted it up, and I came over to Zach's, and I said, hey, watch this. And he said, that shit's funny as fuck. And we kind of ran with it. This video that we just posted was our first full-length video of us both putting our minds to it, making a edit of this style. Because you don't see it on the GunTube very much. You don't see gun channels doing this kind of stuff very often. Zach's having a buffering moment.
No, I was just checking out what we got. But yeah, you're 100% right.
You don't see our kind of style edit go on gun channels, because gun channels are either like super straightforward, informational, or loadouts, or ballistics, or just shooting random shit with a big ass gun, and we don't have the access to do that. So how do we capture people's brains? Well, we capture them by the same way of TikTok. Short, quick, funny snap minutes that interact with you and make you laugh. So I said, fuck it, let's do it. We did it. We're doing pretty well. I mean, we're not sitting at the highest fucking amount, but, you know, we're seeing something. I posted a short. It went and did like 557 views. We did a last updated content on one of our older videos. It went and did another 500-600 views. So we said, fuck it, let's do it. We did it. So that's why we changed the format.
Yeah. And what's good about this format is that now we can make shorts out of these.
Yeah, you can cut them up.
It literally takes, you don't have to do anything to them.
Screen grab, that's it.
Yep.
Screen grab,
they're already pre-shorted, essentially, is how, like, this video that I put together is made. Like, you could literally just take sections of it
and put it out.
And put it out there.
Yep.
And make shorts.
100%.
We can make 30 shorts out of the, 15-minute video that I made.
So it makes it easier for us to pull content and make shorter format. So that's why we changed it. So thank you for the person who asked that. That was Black Bear Paul on Reddit. So I appreciate you. Next question is, how many tattoos does Matt and Zach have? Matt, nice ink. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's fucking expensive. I hope it's nice. You definitely don't have as many as me.
No, I only have 2.
Yeah. No, I have...
You have a lot.
19. 19 was the last number. I have my...
Your tattoo artist has made a couple car payments with you.
Motherfucker, I've definitely paid his rent at least twice. Shit. The art on my chest alone is over $2,000. I have my whole chest done. I have my left arm pretty much almost done. My knuckles are finished. My right arm has 5 tattoos on it. My knees are done. Yeah, and then I have my Dilligaff tattoo that nobody really gets to see.
Yeah, because you got it in such a weird area that you can't show it off.
It was more, I was younger when I got it, so I didn't really want to put it on a place where people were going to see it all the time, because it can kind of make you put off to coming and talking to me. But the tattoos already do that. So the and the knuckle tattoos really do that for you. But the Dilligaff tattoos, for those who don't understand what Dilligaff stands for.
People look past the knuckles and look past your stars on your knees to look at the boobs on your forearm.
Yeah, I got a naked lady on my right arm. Man, power goes out in Florida too much, and I'm too bored. So if I can't access porn, I got porn on my arm. They might be fake, but there's some perky nipples.
Yeah, perky nipples.
Look at them. Fuck? Look at them bitches.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Fucking, they got red accents.
Erect.
Yeah, they are tight. I wonder if Josh is listening to this going, yeah, I made them bitches nice. Yeah. No, I have 19.
I
so
saw
far.
the picture of that up on his
Story?
on his wall.
Oh, yeah. He has all of mine are. All the ones he's done for me are on his wall. It's in his portfolio. Because he doesn't do American traditional, and all I do is American traditional. That's the only tattoo style I like.
I don't even know what that is.
So okay, a little history fact. There was a guy back in World War II named Sailor Jerry who took Hawaiian essence of, and also Japanese essence of certain pictures. You know how Japanese pictures are kind of blotchy, like way back in the day, like when you have hand drawn pictures like samurais and shit.
Yeah.
All right, so he took that idea and put American idea spin on it for service members, and he just made it. Every tattoo that he made had a story. Like the stars on the nautical stars means you cross the international date line. The sparrows, the sparrows on the arms is to show you your way home from sea. The Grim Reaper means you fear no death. The skull and coffin means that you're not afraid to die for what you believe in. My big one on my chest that says it's not the actual saying, but it says rats get fat, will good men die. It's just a sense telling you that don't be a fucking rat. All of my tattoos have meaning. So that's the American traditional. It looks like an older style tattoo that you would see on somebody who's like 70, who was in like World War II or Korea, but on a modern person. And I like that because of the history. Yeah, so I've definitely paid my tattoo artist's car payment a few times over, if you just do the math. But that leads us into our next question is favorite form of racing, because we talked about drag racing from the last episode.
Well, I only have one thing to go off of. Well, I have two things.
I'm talking about watch it, see it, race it.
So if I'm going to watch something, I'm probably going to watch drifting.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like the whole circle shit. What I like watching is people who are not pro drivers going around technical tracks.
So like SCCA?
Maybe?
Because SCCA isn't really technical tracks, and they're not always circles. They're circuits.
Yeah, no, I like the circuit style shit. I don't want to see people going in circles. I like drag racing, but I don't like watching drag racing. Like I love racing it, but I don't like watching it. I would say circuits are probably my go-to, especially if you're on a bike.
Yeah, you'd probably watch like King of the Hill.
Like
not the show, obviously.
No,
King of the Mountain, King of the Hill,
Le Mans or whatever.
Le Mans, yeah, that's a form of It's either WEC or IMSA, two different racing categories.
I'm trying to think of what.
So there's Le Mans, there's Petit Le Mans, there's Seca, Laguna Seca, there's Daytona, Talladega. There's
I'm talking about that one.
Like the one I go to?
No, I'm talking about the motorcycle one that's in that other country. I cannot remember the fucking name for
it's
life
not
of
Le Mans,
me.
No,
it isn't.
No. Hell no. Bikes on that would go fucking ridiculously fast. Maybe Laguna Seca.
The bikes do go fast.
Oh, yeah.
They go through fucking towns.
Yeah.
What is it? I can't remember the damn name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
It's in Germany.
Yeah.
I know Le Mans is in France.
Let me look it up real quick. Let's see.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It's not Le Mans. It's fucking. It's got all the graffiti on the streets and stuff.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah. Fuck. What's the name of it?
Give me 1 second. Let's figure it out. Isle of Man.
That's in Ireland.
Yep.
Isle of Man. Yeah.
That is some crazy shit.
So did you know that I have a family member who races in the Ducati circuit?
I did not.
Yep. My not relative one of my uncle's brothers, he races in Isle of Man, Laguna Seca. He does Ducatis, only Ducatis. And he is I wouldn't say professional, but he has raced in the semi-professional category of Laguna Seca and Isle of Man and all those, and in Italy as well. So,
ain't that some shit?
Yeah. So no, my favorite racing style would have to be World Endurance Cup or IMSA. So that's the race that I go to every year, which is Rolex and Sebring. I've been watching it for years. The reason why I like it is because I can't stand cars that look the same. I cannot fucking stand it. Stock car racing bothers the shit out of me because they always do the same fucking thing. They drive in a circle. They're all the same cars. There's no difference between the fucking classes, and they all have a shot to win. Great, because it's more or less about drivers and not about the car, but I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You got a fast car does fast car things. IMSA does, they go to Le Mans, Petit Le Mans, they go to Michigan, they go to all around the world. You see Fords, you can see Porsches, you can see Mercedes, you can see all sorts of different brands that bring their car to do fast car shit. And it's usually for a long ass time. So it's a camping situation as well. You get 24 hours of Rolex and you get to go stay in a camper or a tent, and you're watching this race all fucking night long, and it's a party. Like at Sebring, I watched somebody light a fucking couch on fire.
What the fuck?
Yep. Bunch of drunk hillbillies in the middle of Sebring.
I wish I could go over to a race and light fucking couches on fire. That'd be awesome.
Daytona's not so cool anymore. They don't even let you have fires anymore unless you have a pit. But
really?
Yeah. No, you can't. So back
actually that makes a whole lot of sense.
So when I started going, I think they changed the rule recently, but back in 2017, we used to just pull up. Little known secret, me and my dad would camp in a U-Haul van. We'd rent one from up the street from Daytona as a U-Haul.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. 100%. They knew exactly what we were doing. We'd rent a U-Haul van. We'd park it at Daytona International. And then we would go and we'd put our air mattresses and whatever inside the van. We'd dig a hole and we'd light a fire. And usually I brought my other car, so we had another vehicle in case we wanted to go to the store. But that's usually what we did. And fortunately enough, I was able to get press box seats for the last 2 or 3 years because of me being a connection with Michelin. So I get to watch them from a view that nobody else really would.
Not no more.
No, I do. Me and Justin still have that ability. We did it last year when we weren't part of Michelin anymore. It's just we have to ask in advance. But yeah, that's my favorite type of racing. I haven't drag raced yet, but I know that I don't fucking like watching it. The funny cars it's the same shit as circle track racing. 2 cars that are exactly the same, going the same distance, same thing. It's like, oh, look at that one. It went faster than the other one. Wow.
Yeah, no, the drag racing gets really cool whenever you start seeing the 8 and 7 and high 6-second quarter-mile cars, because then they're ear-deafening. They take off at Mach Jesus.
They burn your eyes.
Yeah, I've seen cars hitting 200 over at Orlando Speed World on several different occasions going, and that's an unreal experience seeing somebody fucking post trap 200 miles an hour in a quarter mile.
Yeah, and then you have to stop within 100 yards after the fucking light goes off. That's kind of scary. To the next question, that one was from Liam18 or Liam_180. This one's for you. Does Zach speak Spanish?
I am the whitest Puerto Rican you will ever meet in your life. I do not speak any Spanish. Oop. I thought Yo quiero Taco Bell meant welcome to Taco Bell.
Let's get into that a little bit. We were driving during Christmas time. We always go out and look at Christmas lights, and we drove past Taco Bell, and Zach's like, man, I want some Taco Bell. And Rachel said something like, do you... something along the lines where we got to the conversation of Yo quiero Taco Bell, and he goes, I don't know, welcome to Taco Bell? It's no motherfucker. And I'm in the back seat going, motherfucker, that says I want Taco Bell. Like, no, I don't speak Spanish. Yeah. So, no, Zach does not speak Spanish.
Not at all.
Not even fucking a lick.
I did want to learn it back when I was younger, but I could never find anybody that would teach me Spanish.
Grandfather?
And back then, it was... Well, I didn't really see my grandfather all that much back then because my grandfather and my grandmother split up.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
So I didn't really get to see them as much combined as I did when I was a child, because when I was a child, my parents used to take me over there and they would watch me. Mm-hmm. Back then they were together. But even my father, he doesn't speak Spanish.
Hell no.
So
Rob don't speak Spanish.
I believe he can understand it to a point, mm-hmm. but he doesn't speak it. At least I've never. He's pretty white Puerto Rican too. Sorry, Dad. he's dark as shit, but he don't act Spanish except for his temper. We both have a flaming fucking temper that would light most people on fire.
You threw a flip-flop at me earlier.
Chancla, bitch.
Yeah.
That was my Spanish side coming out.
Yeah, no. It's like me being it's like immediately assuming that I know how to cook every Italian dish ever because I'm Italian. No. Unfortunately I'm fat, but yes, I do know, but not everyone does. And I've had a few wooden spoons cracked over the back of my ass, so yeah, it's a typical thing. That was from Blobfish69. Really fucking winning on these goddamn usernames. Next question by Big Chungus 80 or 6.
Hey, Big Chungus.
Big Chungus 84. iPhone or Android? This is more a you thing.
They both have their purpose. So if you are a simpleton who doesn't really care to get into modding or doing any, because like I started on Android. I started back when the Droid X first came out. And that was like one of the first style like Android phones. And I loved that phone. I love the Android operating system. And I'm not one of those Apple fanboys, even though I do have an Apple. I have had just as many Samsungs as I've had Apples, just as I've had so many Motorola's and HTCs on Android as well. Apple is designed for people who don't want to think.
Yep, it's streamlined.
It is better for your older crowd. It is better for people who want to be in an ecosystem. It is better for people who want to get fucked by the man. Like you got to experience earlier with Apple technicians and Apple customer service, because Apple technicians and their customer service are fucking dog shit.
Bet you if I had an Android, I wouldn't be fucking.
And as a company, Apple is shit.
Yeah,
they overprice everything because they know that the basic white girl down the street is always going to upgrade to the newest model.
Couldn't tell you a single spec that changed between the phones.
Yep. They won't notice a single... Like me, I'm a developer beta user. I have a developer beta for iOS 18 on my phone right now.
I don't.
And most people don't even get... Like, I got into the developer side a year after my cousin actually brought up to me that he was a public beta tester for it. And I was doing the public beta test, but then I like actually going through and finding... Like, we had a bug recording the short earlier.
Yep.
Where my phone actually crashed, and that was the first time that has ever happened to me. My camera would not do anything. It wouldn't bring up my photos. It wouldn't play the video back so we could see if we got a good shot on the short. It was terrible. But that's what you get being a beta tester especially on the developer side. Because like those are the people that are ironing out it for the public beta testers. Mm-hmm. And then they're ironing it out for the people who get it and aren't beta testers at all.
Right.
So I've been on iOS 18 for the longest time.
Couldn't tell you.
So it's very, very streamlined going down the Apple route. On the Android route, you have a lot more freedom.
Yeah, I remember I used to have... What was the Motorola that had the Connect... Like, you could have all the little, like, the camera attachments to the back and shit? Was it the Motorola...
I remember the phone. I don't remember what the name was because it was very innovative.
Yeah, because it had like
it's kind of like the Sony Xperia back when like Sony was trying to get into the phone game and they made a PlayStation phone essentially.
Yeah, it was like the Motorola had the ability to turn your phone into a DSLR camera, a Bluetooth speaker. It came with like 17 different attachments that you could attach to the magnet of the back. And now we use MagSafe shit,
which only charges.
Only charges, doesn't do anything else. So it's like...
Which is pretty shitty because all of the hardware because on Samsung phones...
You can data transfer.
Well, it's not so much data transfer. You can do charge up your wireless devices with a Samsung phone.
That's what I've been asking for forever.
Yeah, so
why can't I tap my AirPods to the back of my iPhone and do wireless charging?
Yeah, it's power sharing, and you turn on a setting, and then you set your wireless device on the back of the Samsung phone, and it charges that item.
Yeah, I wish we had that as iPhones.
Apple has all of the hardware to do it, and they thought
Excuse me.
On the iPhone 14 Pros that they were finally going to give it to us.
That was when they released MagSafe fully.
Yeah, well, MagSafe was on the 12 Pro.
It was on the 11s too, but it wasn't.
No,
considered,
it wasn't
it
considered
was wireless.
MagSafe. It was considered wireless charging.
Right.
12 Pro is when the
MagSafe
or the 12 and the 12 Pro is whenever MagSafe fully came out.
My phone.
And I have a 14 Pro Max, and it has all of the stuff to do power sharing, but Apple just doesn't want to give it to us, and that's because. The problem with Apple is that they're always 5 years behind on the technology.
Yeah.
They're just now in the 14s. I think it was the 14. Yeah, the 14? Yeah, the 14 is when they finally did the pill cutout in the display.
What do you mean?
So on let me see your phone.
Mine's dead, but where the
see where your speaker is? Your speaker is not the same as mine.
Yeah.
Mine.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Okay. Where the unlock sits and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, so that Samsung has been doing since
forever.
The S10. Yeah, the S10 has had screen punch cutouts, and what they were trying to do and what they were hoping to do was get the LiDAR sensor that is on the front that actually gets a 3D image of your face. They were trying to implement that under the screen. They still have yet to do that, but
yeah,
Samsung has made the ability of putting their cameras under the display and making it work.
The fingerprint scanners were under the displays. Where are you bleeding from? Zach's bleeding.
Yeah, shit happens.
Pick something. But yeah, they had it under the digital display for the phone.
And then the fingerprint reader.
And then fucking Apple came out and we had a button.
Well, the button's been out for a long time. They went from button to Face ID, and they were hoping they would put it back something under the display, but they haven't. So Apple is always behind. They have very, very good software. They're very locked down. You can't get
hacked.
You can't get unknown. Yes, you can.
Oh.
You definitely can. They've had a lot of security incidents with Apple. Because as the technology gets better, everybody finds the back door. These men, we like to hunt for the back door.
Fuck me in the ass because I love Jesus.
And then on the Android side, they give you the ability to download unknown sources, so you can go and download any APK file and have an app that isn't on the Play Store.
Yeah.
iPhone, you cannot.
No.
So if you like Streamline, go Apple. If you like stuff that you can fuck around with, tinker, modify, except now companies have been getting really shitty and they lock their bootloader. So on my old phones, I used to completely install different Windows or different versions of Android, Cyanogen mod.
Oh, Apple.
It would be
they used to call it Apple Pie, and then
no, that's the different names. Oh. That's the different that's different Android
iOS,
operating system
names.
But you could get a modified ROM that had all these other different things added to it and all this other shit from XDA developers, I believe was the thing. Yeah, XDA developers. And now most of your big name phone companies, well, a good majority, I don't think that there's very many except for maybe some of the Chinese companies.
Chinesium. Have
all of the bootloaders locked. And that means you cannot remove the operating system. You cannot get rid of the bloatware. If you have a T-Mobile and your shit comes with T-Mobile shit, They can lock it onto the phone where you can't ever remove it. If it comes with Chrome, they can lock it on the phone where you can't remove it. Like that type of shit straight out of the box.
Yeah.
Whereas before you used to be able to install a base. You could take off the Sense UI, which is what Samsung uses. I believe it is Sense. I might be wrong. That might be HTC. But Sense UI is kind of shitty. So you could take that ROM with that UI off and just put on a base version of Android, 13 or whatever. So Androids were better for people who wanted to tinker around with their shit. So that's, like, if you like to tinker around, like, to get to the end of the point, if you want to tinker around with shit, get an Android. If you want to just have something that works and is always going to be behind the times, but has the name and has the resale value, go Apple.
My take on it is I will own iPhones for the simplicity of it. Simplicity. But I will own iPhones for that simple fact that they're very simple, but I will fucking never ever buy one of them goddamn cheese grater fucking tower boxes or any of their goddamn computers because the iMac. The iMacs are the biggest hunks of shit box ever because you could spend the iMac, the new one, the new generation iMac is $12,000. Do you know
if you buy the iMac Pro or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never ever own one of the. Well, let me not say that. I won't ever own a new one.
The towered ones?
No, and MacBook.
Oh no, neither.
Like those are the. Like, it's cool. Their shit works. I like how they work with the phone, the watch, and the headphones and everything.
Yeah,
links and works together and how that shit works. But as a main driver, I will never, ever like Windows all the way. And I hate Windows, too.
Yeah.
If I could use Linux on my computer and everything worked good without tons and tons and tons and tons of hours of bullshit trying to make it work, I would. Because I love Ubuntu.
I was going to say Ubuntu. But
I used to use that over Windows Vista back in the day.
Back in the day, I used to get suspended from school because I had a flash drive that had Ubuntu on it, and I used to flash over the ROMs and get fucking Ubuntu on the computer so I could get the unlock.
Yeah, because
you could unlock
Ubuntu,
them.
you could load in from a USB and use it.
And then you could unplug the USB and walk away.
And Windows is still there.
You would boot up in the DOS and you would select the driver of the USB, and then you'd run Ubuntu, and then you never had to worry about school security coming in and going, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?" and asking. Yeah, you had Ubuntu in there, and then you could go in and do whatever you wanted. You could watch movies, you could play games, you could do whatever you wanted. Like back in the day, you tried to go on addicting games in your middle school, and you couldn't access it because there's a fucking firewall. So you'd go in. No, never ever did I ever get caught because the teachers. I got caught a few times by IT. The teachers would never know, unless you really paid attention and knew that the Ubuntu the Ubuntu home screen was purple. It wasn't blue like Windows. So you'd plug in your USB, you'd load up the computer, you'd have F12 to log into your boot menu, and then you'd boot up off the USB and you'd run Ubuntu, and then as soon as you unplug the USB and restart the computer runs back into Windows. So you could go and do whatever you wanted with your Ubuntu USB, which was taught to me by my brother who was in high school, who said, I keep this flash drive, and the only fucking reason I got caught by using Ubuntu in middle school, which no middle schooler at my age should have known what Ubuntu did, but the only reason why I got taught is because the projector in my computer class failed, which was one of the early, high-definition projectors.
Yeah, the fucking junk.
Right. And the IT guy comes into the computer room. Me being a dumb little fucking kid, didn't know that the IT guy is going to catch me using Ubuntu. And like I just said, Ubuntu's home screen is purple, unlike Windows, which is blue. And I was logged into Ubuntu, and he goes, what the fuck are you doing? And I go, using the computer? He goes, go back to your main screen. Why? He goes, go back to your main screen. Because also Ubuntu doesn't use it uses Mozilla. It doesn't use standard browsers.
Yeah, I don't remember what
it was. Either that or
with.
like DuckDuckGo.
It's been a long time since I've used it.
It uses like DuckDuckGo or it uses Mozilla or something. It doesn't use Explorer, which is now Edge. It doesn't use Google Chrome unless you look for it. So he caught me because he saw the home screen was purple, and I opened up a tab, and he's like, "That's not Google, and that's not Explorer," and then I got suspended for. They called it hacking the school's security wall, which I was like, I didn't hack shit. I just plugged in a USB. Fucking liars.
Yeah,
I got suspended for 2 days for that.
They're all those computers are logged in under a server.
Yeah, and then
those are the type of things that I set up with the IT company.
Right. But Ubuntu,
for y'all who don't know, I owned an IT company, and tech is a huge thing in my life.
Yeah.
That is my bread and butter. I love tech. Hence the really expensive editing PC.
Yeah. Which I need to rebuild mine. But
yeah, we'll get you on that.
Houses are expensive. This is the next question. Being tactical, which, I mean, we're not really, but okay. Being tactical, what is your EDC? EDC. There's the fucking dairy coming back.
All right, so my EDC: phone, keys, wallet, vape juice, vape batteries, and a Glock 43X MOS.
Yep. Mine is vape, keys, wallet, phone. You forgot phone.
Oh, and my phone.
And your watch.
No, I don't always use my watch.
You use it a lot more than you think.
I use it more at work. I'm not even wearing it now. I haven't been wearing it all day. I haven't been wearing it for the last 4 days.
Mine is vape, keys, wallet, phone, AirPods, and then I carry it sometimes. Is my Smith & Wesson M&P 9mm VTAC edition.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, it was a good question. We don't carry like people think we carry like fucking Desert Eagles and shit. That's not happening.
I should totally carry my can on me.
I
should go get me one of them tactical fanny packs and be one of those guys.
I have I mean, if you want to talk about EDC at work, I carry a lot of shit at work. Pocket screwdriver, a brake depth gauge.
I'm not even getting into what I carry at work.
Well, I mean, I'm in my pockets of my shop shirt is usually a pocket screwdriver, brake depth gauge, a marker, a screwdriver, a pen,
and his dignity.
Nope, that gets left at the door. And my Streamlight USB Mini. I carry that. That's my
nice.
That's my Go Light. But that ends that question. We're gonna go on to the next one. What's your? We kind of already covered this, but thank you, Kanye 2024. Again with these fucking names, I'm kind of regretting saying I'll shout your name out. What? Oh, and for the Zach, you can read the guy's name from the tactical EDC question because you're darker skinned than me.
What does it say? The Negro 88.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. That's it.
There it is. Don't cancel us.
Shit happens. Hey man, you set your name to that. I'm not ashamed to say words. I don't really give a fuck.
I just don't want a snippet of that going to my boss, but oh well.
Yeah, my boss would just laugh.
I'm not going to use Kanye 2024's question because we kind of already covered it, which was what is your goal for YouTube? And obviously, we want to make money. We want to be our own business. We don't want to have to work. We want to be able to make content all the time.
Yeah, we don't want to be working to pay somebody else's bills.
Yeah, no, we want to be our own business. So that's what the goal with this YouTube is. Number 11, or actually no, it's technically number 10. Is what is favorite weird food combo? And don't even say you don't. Fuck you. You do.
It's not a weird combo.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
It is fucking communist. Yes, it is.
What is communist about it?
Who the fuck puts lettuce on a goddamn marinara meatball sub? What the fuck happened to you as a kid? What is wrong with you?
I do.
This is why we're talking about it.
I love it.
What
I like
what
I
part
like
of it?
having that little bit of crunch in it. That's why it changes. Like, who just wants to eat meat and sauce? Like, that's boring as shit. It's like
There's
eating.
cheese.
You can't tell when everything's hot. You can't tell. It's just bread, meat, and sauce. That is boring as shit to me. I need something with a little bite to it. It's like eating fucking a toasted ham and cheese sandwich with some mayonnaise or turkey. Like that's how I used to eat my sandwiches. I would never eat it on plain bread. I would always toast the bread.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, it's same concept. Like mentally it's the same concept. Lettuce has no taste, but it does have a texture. And that texture helps break down the soft gooiness of the meatball subs. I'm not a huge fan of meatball subs, but I also don't like anything else that Wawa fucking offers. So
the first time you ordered it, I was like, what is
I've never got a meatball sub with lettuce. Get your grubby fucking ground
pounders,
ugly ass fucking feet off your mic stand.
I didn't hit it.
Yes, you did.
I hit it once.
I keep hearing the bass.
Your mother's ass.
But I don't eat meatball subs anywhere else other than Wawa, and I don't like the way that Wawa's bread is, and I don't like how the meatball sub is. So I use the lettuce to help add some extra texture, and it just makes it feel better for me to eat. Well, accept it, motherfucker.
Why don't you use onions? It at least goes with the fucking sandwich.
I don't want to taste onion in a meatball sub.
There's onion in the meatballs, you fucking moron.
That is fine. It's in the meatballs. It's mixed in with the meatballs. They're very soft.
You voted for Bernie.
No, I have never, ever, ever, ever voted for any of those fucking pricks.
You goddamn commie. Wait, that's not the only one that I say that you have. What is up with you putting fucking baked beans on a hot dog?
What is wrong with that? You're not fucking American. If anybody's a fucking commie, it's you.
I understand baked beans.
Instead of baked beans on a hot dog, you put mayonnaise on a hot dog.
You're right.
You're fucking weird.
That's a Puerto Rican thing.
Yeah, we're fucking weird.
Yeah, well, I learned it from a fucking Puerto Rican neighbor once, and I said it ain't that bad. So I put mayonnaise on a hot dog.
You put a condiment, I put a second serving. I put a side on my hot dog. I eat them together because I don't like ketchup. I don't put ketchup on hot dogs.
Yeah, that doesn't.
I will eat ketchup with fries, and that is it. You won't find ketchup on. Well, you might find a little bit of ketchup on my burgers, but I hate mustard.
Oh,
I hate relish. I hate anything pickle related. I hate most condiments. I don't eat condiments. So instead of doing condiments,
Miracle Whip.
Oh, kill yourself twice.
Miracle Whip.
Disgusting. My mom likes Miracle Whip. My grandparents used to feed me Miracle Whip. It is so fucking nasty. Like, if it ain't fucking Heinz mayonnaise, I don't want it. Fuck it.
Heinz mayonnaise.
Whatever.
It's
shit.
Heinz. No, it's Kraft's.
Hellman's.
It's Kraft's.
No, there's other kind. I don't give a fuck if it's mayonnaise.
I can't believe it's not
Miracle
mayonnaise.
Whip, I'm playing in traffic.
I can't believe it's not Miracle Whip.
So instead of condiments, if there's beans there, I'll throw it on. If there's other stuff, I'll throw it on. That's just that day. That's what we happen to have. I didn't want ketchup, so I put baked beans on it. Bacon with baked beans. That is an all-American fucking meal right there.
You fucking weird.
You shouldn't even be eating fucking hot dogs, bitch.
Yes,
goddamn.
Have you ever heard of Nathan's? Yeah, bitch. Have you ever heard of? Have you ever heard of the fucking kosher beef franks? You fucking moron.
Who the fuck's buying that? Because I ain't seen no kosher beef franks.
Ballparks.
Any fucking time that we've had.
Bitch, they don't have to say kosher on them for them to be kosher. It just has to have the symbol on the back. It's just like having gluten-free, you moron.
No, it's the complete
KD.
opposite.
Yes, it just has... Okay, telling a Jew that what's kosher is kosher. Kosher could just have the little KD on the back next to the nutritional value, and that means it's kosher. Ballpark Franks are kosher. Most people buy Ballpark Franks.
I don't. I like chicken hot dogs.
Now you're really fucking weird. Chicken hot dogs.
I really like chicken. I don't like
you like
beef.
The 7-Eleven rollers?
I don't like beef. Hell no.
That's what when you say chicken hot dog, I'm thinking of the fucking 7-Eleven chicken rollers.
Nope, not at all. My mom, that's all my mom used to buy.
Chicken hot dogs?
Yeah. She'd throw them in the pan, fucking 2 packs at a time, or throw them in the what the fuck is that thing called?
Microwave?
No, the pot.
A pot?
Yes.
What's that thing called? A pot?
Don't judge me.
I'm judging you hard. This is the whole point of this question.
She'd get a big ass pot. She'd pour all of the chicken hot dogs in there. She'd boil them, And once they split, she'd turn them off. And I would take them. I would stick them in a fucking piece of bread. And I would roll the bread and crush it up into, like, flatten it where it surrounds it. And I wouldn't eat ketchup, no nothing.
So you kind of made a 7-Eleven chicken roller.
Yeah, back before it was cool.
I won't eat them fucking chicken rollers.
No, I'm not going to eat some 7-Eleven shit. That's like going there and being like, yeah, I like 7-Eleven wings.
You know what I like from 7-Eleven?
The hot tiny little tacos?
No, the fuck those things.
Those things are like
dry.
Those things. Dry. Well, if they're fresh cooked, they taste exactly like those taquitos that came in the box back when we were kids.
No,
well, I say we, like you're not 7 fucking years younger than me.
Well, no. Philly cheesesteak.
What
at
the fuck?
At the new 7-Elevens, they have like the hot box with the new sandwiches.
Yeah.
Philly cheesesteak, one of those, kind of drunk, smacks. I wouldn't eat it sober, but they smack. They have a lot of cheese on them. Fucking good. The Cuban sandwich can fucking die.
Disgusting. I hate Cubans.
Sandwiches. Fucking let me finish that for you. That soundbite right there could get you in some trouble.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm Spanish.
So? Mexicans don't like Puerto Ricans?
Exactly. So what's the problem if a Puerto Rican doesn't like a Cuban?
But you're both from an island.
Yeah.
Hey, question real quick. Just real quick question.
What?
I asked you this before. How many, for the people that don't know, how many countries are in the North American region?
I couldn't tell you. I think you said 24 or something.
28.
Shit. No, there you go.
For the person that we know that said 1, how the fuck do you even come to that number? 1. America. What?
My whole thing was I didn't realize like just south of the border was still North America.
Yeah.
I thought that whole portion became South America, but it's like the little bridge that leads to the big continent is where South America would be.
They consider it Central America, but it's not technically a continent. But no, you also have to consider all the islands that surround America.
Yeah, nobody cares about those islands except for the people that are from those islands. That includes Puerto Rico.
Your buddy is from an island.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well,
he's from an island, but he's been here most of his life. So
another question that I have to ask, because it was pouring rain earlier. When you're driving in Florida, how can you tell somebody's not from Florida when they're driving?
Hazards, 40 miles an hour under the speed limit.
Yep, 100%. If you are a Florida native and you drive like a normal fucking civilized person in the fucking rain.
Which is really, really fast.
Yeah, we don't care. We have insurance, most of us. But if you're not from Florida and it's pouring torrential rain like it normally does at 3 o'clock every day in Central Florida, you're going to drive 25 miles under the speed limit. You're going to be in the far right lane, almost in the fucking offshoot of the goddamn road. And you're going to have your flashers on, and you're going to have your windshield wipers on full fucking blast. Which makes me go, get the fuck out of my state, please. Go away.
Be gone, thought.
Please stop moving to Florida. Housing is already expensive. You're not helping. You chose to live in New York. So what? It's $2,500 for a fucking shoebox. It's not my problem. Stop coming here. Get fucked. Get out of here.
Keep your ass up north. Stay out of the south.
Do you have anything to add before we end this illustrious podcast?
No, is that it?
That's it.
Oh, shit. Nope, I ain't got nothing to add.
Yeah, there's nothing else I can add other than please listen to this on Spotify. It helps us out a lot. And if you don't, go ahead and listen. Go ahead and watch us on YouTube for our new video that we just produced. Again, it's going to call Track Day. It's going to have a nice, cool little thumbnail. And go watch our shorts. And comment, like, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. And remember, PayPal at Idiotically Armed if you want to.
If you ain't first, you last, Ricky Bobby.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
Y'all have a good night.
See ya, fuckers.